Good morning, America. Today is Tuesday, August the 14th. We're going to start off with a sound saying. It is 10:58 a.m. The first sound saying is coming from Psalms 50:15, and it says, "Call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me." Call upon God whenever there's trouble. He will deliver thee, and you will glorify him. Call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. The back of it is coming from Jeremiah 33, verse 3, and it says, "Call unto me, and I will answer thee, and show thee great and mighty things which thou knowest not. Call unto me, and I will answer thee, and show thee great and mighty things which thou knowest not." I will show you things that you have never seen before. I will show you things that amuses you, that baffles you, magnifies you, that shows my splendor. Okay, call unto me, and I will answer thee, and show thee great and mighty things which thou should knoweth not. Jeremiah 33:3. Now we put this back. We're not at a table this morning, so that's why I look a little bit off. But as long as you can see me, that's all that matters. We're going to finish up Psalms 50. We did half of it. Psalm 50 is about God the judge desires our obedience more than our sacrifice. He desires our obedience more than our sacrifice. Our sacrifice don't mean anything to God. Your obedience means everything to God. And we stopped at 12, so I'm going to read 10, 11, and 12 and then continue on. The remaining part of this is actually, most of it was bold lettering, but surely the remaining verses are all bold lettering. We still have some green for olive. We have 15, a split verse. Orange for your faith comes first, and then blue for salvation. And we have verse 16 to 22 is all black for sin, and verse 23, the last verse, is also a split verse. Orange, red coming first for discipleship, and then blue the latter. Let me remind you of 10, 11, and 12. And it says, "For every beast of the forest is mine, and the cattle upon 1,000 hills." 11. "I know all the fowls of the mountains, and the wild beasts of the field are mine." 12. "If I were hungry, I would not tell thee, for the world is mine, and the fullness thereof." That means the world itself and everything in it belongs to him. The habitats, the inhabitants, the creatures, everything, the land itself belongs to God. Okay, so let's start with 13 and 14, which are the olive colors for commandments. "Will I eat the flesh of bulls, or drink the blood of goats?" 14. "Offer unto God thanksgiving, and pay thy vows unto the Most High." Vows are that which we promise God that we will give him. Oftentimes these promises come after something has happened and the Lord has delivered us from whatever it is, and in return we make all these promises, and most people will fulfill their voice to God, and some people, as soon as they say the promises are forgotten. But God forgets nothing that speaks out of your mouth. So if you make a vow to him, it says, offer unto God thanksgiving by doing what? And pay thy vow unto the Most High. Okay, let's take it from here. I'll start again from 10. "For all can see," from verse 10. There we are, right here. For every animal of the forest is mine, and the cattle on 1,000 hills. 11. I know every bird in the mountains, and the creatures of the field are mine. 12. If I were hungry, I would not tell you, for the world is mine, and all that is in it. 13. Do I eat the flesh of bulls, or drink the blood of goats? 14. Sacrifice thanks offering to God. Fulfill your voice to the Most High. Okay, 15. It's that split verse part, orange for your faith come first, and the orange part says, and call upon me in the day of trouble. The same thing we read. I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. So not only is that in Jeremiah 33, but it is also in Psalms 50. Yeah. In Jeremiah 33, it says, call unto me, and I will answer thee, and show thee great and mighty things, which thou knowest not. Jeremiah 33, 3, and it almost sounds like 15, Psalms 15, Psalms 50, 15, which says, and call upon me in the day of trouble, I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. And thou shalt glorify me is the blue part of that verse. So let's take it from here. 15, and call upon me in the day of trouble, I will deliver you, and you will honor me. 16 and to 22, we will read that straight away because it's all black, all uppercase lettering. Please pay attention. It says, but unto the wicked God saith, that is lowercase lettering, and here comes the bold lettering. What hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? What hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? 17. Seeing thou hatest instructions and castest my word behind thee. Seeing thou hatest instructions and castest my word behind thee. 18. When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers. When thou sawest a thief, then thou consented with him, and hast been partaker with adultery. So if you see a thief, and you begin to help the thief, then you are partaking with his activities. Okay, 19. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit, lies. Okay? And you can understand why this is all black. 20. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, and thou slanderest thy own mother's son. 20. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, thou slanderest thy own mother's son. 21. These things hast thou done, and I kept silent. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself. But I will reprove thee, and set them in order before thy eyes. And this is what he's doing now. That's why he's burning up 300,000 acres here, 10,000 acres here. Those burning acres is certainly not a blessing to the inhabitants of the land. Flooding here and there, that is not a blessing to the inhabitants of the land. Okay? These things hast thou done, and I kept silent. And the one thing about God being silent, the wicked believe that he does not exist because he is silent. Okay? Thou knowest that I was altogether such as one as thyself. He is not a mortal like we are. But I will reprove thee, I will correct thee, or I will chastise thee, and set them in order before thy eyes. Right in your face I will correct thee. In your face. Okay, 22. Now consider this, ye that forget God, lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver thee. None. When the Lord is the one who's chastising us, no one can deliver us. No one. All right, let's take it from here, 16 to 22. But to the wicked God says, what right have you to recite my laws or take my covenant on your lips? You hear a lot of people talk about God, claim to know him, quote scripture by scripture. But then the next minute, they have gone home, killed their wives and their 2 little children. This was one of the servants of Joyce Myers, who worked with her side by side. You can't imagine any of the disciples working side by side with the Lord himself, and then they go home and kill their family members. Absolutely not. You are not working for a servant of the Lord, for sure. Okay? Because you will not commit such monstrosity. All right? But to the wicked God said, what right have you to recite my laws or take my counsel on your lips? What right? Okay, 17, you hate my instructions and cast my words behind you. 18, when you see a thief, you join with him. You throw in your lot with adulterers. 19, you use your mouth for evil and harness your tongue to deceit. 20, you speak continuously against your brother and slander your own mother's son. 21, these things you have done and I kept silent. You thought I was altogether like you, but I will rebuke you and accuse you to your face. Okay. 22. Consider this, you who forget God, or I will tear you to pieces with none to rescue you. None. All right, the last verse is a split verse. Red coming first for discipleship, and it says, whoso offereth praise glorifieth me. Amen. Whoso offereth praise glorifieth me. Okay, now that praise is not offers praise to man. That is praise offered unto God. Okay, because we are never to glorify man for anything. For anything. All right. The blue part says, and to him that ordereth his conversations aright will I show the salvation of God. So your conversation always has to be right. At all times. Okay? And to him that ordereth his conversations aright will I show the salvation of God. Alright? Excuse me for that. 23. He who sacrificed thanksgiving honors me, and he prepares the way so that I may show him the salvation of God. I don't like that one. Father, it says, he who sacrificed thanksgiving, thanks offering honors me. That is exactly what it says. Whoever offers praise glorifies me. That is correct. He who sacrificed thanksgiving honors me. Okay, then it says, and to him that orders his conversation aright will I show the salvation of God. Here it says, and he prepares the way so that I may show him the salvation of God. We can discount the second portion of that because that's not what it says. Okay, he who has an upright conversation, to him the Lord will show his salvation. This doesn't even have the word conversation in it. And it has the word, he prepares the way. That's not what it says. Okay, so we're going to end off with this one here because this one is correct. Whosoever offers praise glorifieth me, and to him that ordereth his conversation aright will I show the salvation of God. Thank you very much. That is all 23 verses of Psalm 50, a psalm or song of Asaph. Thank you for listening. My name is Brenda Guerrero, and as always, may the peace of God be upon you. May the protection of God preserve thee, and may the will of God for your life come from thee. Until the next time, thank you very much for listening, and have a wonderful day.